on the rear of Omen as well. Ranks is playing the waiting game here to see where it all kicks off in front of him. Looks to the inside of Omen again. Omen gets a bit rotated. That stops his opportunity to hassle.
Yeah, and really he made just enough for a gap. But no, it's
Ericsson.
not McConnell, it's Ericsson, yeah.
Ericsson wide at the bottom of the hill.
I did actually think the first time it came off the grid, I thought there's a V8 in that Subaru because it does have that sort of impreza look to the nose. Oh, little half spin for the Skoda. White machine on the outside. Very good start from the inside from Carl Svedlund. I was going to say just avoids contact, but they've got interlock wheels, and that is an open goal.
Disaster for Svedlund, who was leading the intermediate standings. They're still both got their foot buried on the throttle, trying to get disattached as they go down to the hairpin. Now they spin. Now they're not going to. You see what's happened there is that the front wheel, and they're still fighting each other, trying to get the cars apart, and now they do finally. You can see on the side of Svedlund there.
Because of course you need an estate.
Oh, Gabrielsen gets squeezed to the inside there by Westman in the run-up to the first corner. Gabrielsen's got bigger issues there. Contact with Joni Becker-Ryler, the two Finns.
Let's take a look at this. Watch the Escort estate, the black estate car on the inside. Now he gets into the side.
You can see his steering's broken immediately there, Martin. Okay. I wonder if we can try. Got that contact. Here we are again. That's great job from the team in the gallery. You can see immediately the steering's broken on Ryler's car. I wonder if we can hear from Rainis Nittis, the race director, while we recover that car of Ryler. Gabrielsen did an epic job to hold on to that. Again, a small squeeze to the inside as Norlander loses out. Oskarsson sends the black and orange machine sideways. Meunier looks to the inside in the white and orange machine. Oskarsson shuts the door hard on the way up over the crest. I wonder if that'll get looked at. Keep the ball rolling, and clearly Julian Meunier running with the OMC team is in a good place. Oskarsson runs deep. He tries to go for the Joker. You've got to be more aware than that, really, because Hagström was right on his tail. Broken rear suspension. Yeah, well, not really fully aware of what was going on around him, and Hagström could so easily. I don't think that's going to help. Don't think that's going to help. Isn't it? Rainis clearly said to us in the last session, you don't want to shut the door. This is... So Oskarsson's annoyed at Norlander there, because I would like to see that again. Oskarsson's annoyed at Norlander, but ultimately Oskarsson was right out in the boonies. Norlander's got the inside line. Can he go further to the right? I would argue no, he's on the line. Oskarsson's come back across. That's what's broken Oskarsson's rear suspension. Oskarsson's, has he continued for a lap? He has, with that broken rear suspension. There is the car, broken right rear, and is then going to cross into the Joker, and
Julian Meunier got away with that one completely scot-free, or completely clean anyway, but again...
Contact into the first corner, Luke Sanderson sideways, and Robert Vittles has a massive roll on the outside of the first corner. The Team Foreign machine is in pieces here in Älvsbyn. So if you look at the red car on the inside and the black car in the middle, there's a big concertina there. I think Darback's had nowhere to go on the inside. Larsen's come out the throttle, that's the right thing to do. Lucas Andersson's carried a lot of momentum in there, but he's on the line, the blue and silver car. Vittles has been forced out wide. Was Vittles coming across slightly off the line? That had nothing to do with the end result of what happened in turn one. But he's sort of gone from outside to outside in the first two corners, hasn't he? This is Vittles going into the gravel. We saw a very similar incident with Simon Olofsson in Lites here last year. That's the windscreen parting company with the car. Remarkably, because it's so soft on the outside, so I don't think anyone's done anything wrong there. Rainis, our race director, may have a different opinion, but they've just made side-by-side contact on the way into the first corner. But because the car's rolled corner to corner to corner to corner on the bodywork, okay, it's lost the rear spoiler, it's lost most of the bodywork, but most of the wheels seem to be pointing in approximately the same direction there, Martin.
Yeah.
And
Lucas Andersson on the outside, and again, big contact. I mean, really heavy contact, and that is the end of it for Mads Larsson. Broken steering instantaneously. He's in the gravel. Well, Lucas Andersson jumps clear, and Kevin Darback.
Oh, Andersson's off. I wonder if he's got
damage.
as a legacy of that first corner. I think the front... yeah, Anderson's turned in hard there, hasn't he? I think... I feel sorry for Mats Larsson because he was totally the innocent party there. I wonder what Reynes will do about that.
Janssen, if he didn't, Joker, does he come back out? Can he take second? He really hooked the inside of the corner there in the left-hander.
And goes again. Brilliant move on Svensson. Svensson left the door open that little bit, Martin, and the proper over-under. Tam tries to go through on Svensson as well. Can't find a way through. I don't think it will. Goes for the outside, inside, gets great traction off the corner, ruds up the inside of Svensson, who gets pushed out into the dirt. Now we'll see Tam arrive on the curb and lifts to avoid turning Svensson around.
Fraser McConnell with the yellow highlights and with the orange, Victor Frank. Oh, outside, inside.
Oh, Frank's up the inside of Oman. Oman's forced wide into the gravel. Jurgen Lindemann pitched sideways up through the Joker section. Look at the car straighten out as it's in the ruts. McConnell sends the car into the tarmac. Lindemann's going to look to the inside, loses out. They have contact at the exit. It's all going on.
Fraser McConnell was through on the inside. Victor Franks.
I think Franks is getting looked at least for that because he's shut the door on the way off the line. And then there's Peter Hellman, our cameraman, producer, and everything else on the outside getting covered in dirt. But Ollie Eriksson, as I said in the race, great awareness to get up the inside there. You can't necessarily see what's going on 2 cars wide of you. That was a moment for Franks on the way up to the crest that he then held on to. That is the shot of the weekend
so far, isn't it? That airborne shot.
Over the jump and manages the whole position. That was a really strong run, wasn't it? On Matlamaki.
Yeah, Matlamaki may be fighting that a little too long and ends up clattering into the barriers. Matlamaki a long way away. In fact, I think Matlamaki might have more issues than not. And managed to, car number 13, dropping a spot there as Nielsen carves up the order.
Oh no! Massive roll! Massive accident on the outside.
That's going to be an immediate red flag. This is going to be very close with the blue and yellow car, and his etc. at the apex just doesn't have enough. Can he cut back underneath? No, Tree parks it, and there is contact. He really did park it there. You can't just go out in one free practice and joker.
Well, you could. I don't know if it would make much sense because... Johnny has turned around Stenval. For sure that'll be a penalty. And so Stenval and Johnny are side by side. Johnny's gone for the move. I don't know, because Johnny's in the brakes there for a long time. I'll hopefully see that again.
On the Joker lap, Pira, and just about gets the line, holds it to the hairpin, contact.
Side by side, all through the 2 hairpins. I think that is all pretty fair.
Ulrich Lindemann from row 2 trying to get between them. He can't, but Michael Tam on the outside. And Oman comes through.
Svensson rotated in the first corner. Lindemann to the outside of Kasper Janssen.
Just not enough room for him really to find his way to the inside line. And Michael Tam up the inside there, just straight through like a train.
Well, Martinson opened the door, didn't he? And it was totally fair. Janssen was fair there as well to bail. 3 races in Junior Cross Car today. Win each of the heats. There's Carl Svedland in the Joker for the first of the sessions. Gets caught up on the curb there. That's with ease, etc.
New white front end. Robin Norlander. Phoebe Cake dropping to the back. Down the inside though comes Kevin Darback. And Norlander is
up front though. Martinson is all over the back of Victor Franks. Martinson clearly feeling very comfortable, but he's also got that reference, hasn't he, of where Victor's braking. Franks goes wide into the loose on the outside. Martinson follows, gets up the inside. Franks bangs doors. Franks gives the room on the exit of the final corner. This time will be absolutely nowhere as Martinson gets sideways on the way up to the line. Franks gets it.
just about visible under the mud. There's Matt Oman, and maybe when he ran out wide there, down in the dip, he knew there was
dropped it down the hill into the bank. Avoids the what we think of that, and this is Oman dropping it down the hill, just aquaplanes.
He was probably a passenger there, wasn't it?
Massive shout to Maria Eriksson, who is the linchpin of the RallyX series, still in just a jumper as the ease etc. goes off and just about gets back onto the circuit out of the tightest corner on the track. Maria absolutely drenched, looking after grandchildren, feeding all the crew, looking after everything else as ease etc. drops it again. These conditions are only getting worse without.
Going to lose the lead potentially if Manisto can keep that momentum up. He just about does. And a spin from Victor Pira and also from Yerehuka. But then after jokering early, Manisto closed in so quickly, and then there was contact. I wondered if there had been after Huka came late off the joker lap.
These aren't very Spanish conditions, are they? But driving very well in this opening lap. Oh, Naomi makes a brilliant lunge up the inside into the right-hand hairpin. They both run wide through a bow wave of water. Oh, she's going to be absolutely soaked.
To take the lead through the very muddy second corner, down the dip and over the jump.
Oh, Goffson's dropped it after the jump, rotates the car around, stays out of everybody's way. Super 1600 and RX3, swapped to CrossCar a couple of years ago, but all that experience, regardless of the
spin in the joker as well.
Regardless of the driven wheels, will be useful. Yeah,
that was Frederick Martin, I think, who
was indeed. Up the inside for Patrick Kong on Jonathan Hoffman, who spins into the loose gravel on the outside, into the bank. I think he'll get that going again. He does indeed.
The Swedish marks here as the Volvos race each other, and Tiger goes off at the first corner. And the car rotated into turn two. Yeah,
that's the moment, isn't it? Just loses that momentum and rotates in. Absolutely fine, actually. There'll be nothing wrong with that, apart from the fact that everything will be full of dirt, and they'll drag it out, and he'll go.
Joni-Pekka Ryler should have been in the catbird seat, particularly after spin from John Nee, and that allowed Ryler back into second place. Earlier, it was just dropping away, and then big looping spin for Thomas Oman. Robin Norlander got eased out on the outside last time. Phoebe Kate gets a very good getaway. Really good start from the British girl in the blue machine. Second into turn one. Tobias Darback goes out wide. Phoebe Kate goes almost as wide.
What a shame for Phoebe Kate.
Tobias Darback just missed the end of the barriers. Look how close he comes. And then Phoebe Kate gets very sideways. Sorts that out a little bit better, and then skates off as they come up to the hairpin.
Down to where Cake is stuck, and Oskarson's got the left rear puncture there.
Yeah.
And Kevin Darback's dropped it on the tarmac section. Brother Tobias get past.
Got the traction out of the corner as everybody else drifted off wide. Made some ground for himself. Then Larson and Hugstrom. Hugstrom beaching himself in the gravel. Meunier piling the pressure on Roberts Vittles, little bounce over the curbs. There was a tiny bit of contact going onto the joker lap.
Let's look at the car currently in third. We've lost the monitor in the studio.
Yeah.
But there is Walker in the top of your shot there. A lighter roll you probably won't have, although it has gone over twice, but he's just gone sideways.
Yeah, two absolute qualifying laps to try and get back on terms. He comes alongside Franks.
Oh, contact between
Franks tries to close the door.
We haven't seen as much action at the Joker merge here as we did last year. McConnell hasn't deliberately forced Franks off
the first corner, has a really good start.
Contact between Svensson on the outside, he runs wide and spins into the gravel. Linnemann maintains the lead. Ollie Eriksson second. Olofsson has made
going
it
to come through into second. What a remarkable last lap for Jensen. He's second.
Sooners dropped it. He was side by side with his etc. at the Joker merge, who is super sideways. It's on the other side where I think the tyre is punctured.
Yeah, when he turns right, you just hear the metallic clattering. That's the rim.
Larsen's off in the background. He puts the car on its side. What a wasted opportunity for the young Dane, and that has given. We're hearing it through our trackside microphones as much as through the broadcast. There's Larsen, just drops on the brakes in that slightly slippery part of the track, and then you're just a passenger. It actually picked up speed, didn't it? Like going off on the grass in a circuit car.
Jansen actually looks to be even quicker than Fraser McConnell. So Eriksson's...
Oh, McConnell's dropped it! What a mistake for Fraser McConnell. He's pointing the wrong way. Jansen goes around in the dirt.
And Olofsson goes through as well. So Robert Svetels is going to definitely lose out on second place, but Julien Meunier joins in front, but no, Darback drifts out wide. There's all of that loose dirt. How did he hang on to that? The door was wide open and Robert Svetels could not get through it. And now here comes Lucas Andersson.
It's Hagström. Svetels is running the rear suspension. Sorry, Martin, he rotates around.
Contact with Hagström, and Svetels loses out. Hagström goes through.
Darback's got way too deep and way too sideways, and that's given Svetels the taste of, I could be second here. So Darback's defended as he's perfectly entitled to do. That is not Hagström's fault. There is nothing wrong with that at all. He's gone to the outside. He hasn't forced Svetels at all. They've been side by side. What's happened is he's opened the steering. So Hagström's wheel has been more pronounced from the bodywork.
Frank's on the inside. Linnemann drifts out wide. He's on that talcum powder on the exit. And Franks is up. Contact at the hairpin. Linnemann loves throwing it up the inside there.
Oh, and a touch in the rear from Franks as Linnemann goes back around the outside. Linnemann's got loads of understeer into the rear of Franks at the bottom of the hill, into the door of Franks. This is getting scruffy. Franks falls right out onto the bank on the outside. The front bumper's come off the Peugeot, but this is absolutely handing it to Martinson and Tam up front.
Yeah, Ollie Eriksson even got by Victor Franks, and Franks with a major issue. Huge spin there, something broken.
In the Joker, Linnemann runs deep. Franks is going to get back up the inside. Linnemann is not going to back down there. And it's just like racing your mates in rental karting, isn't it? He sends the car in, runs around the outside. Franks has got a good run there.
Franks is trying to get the line there, and Linnemann's just not.
That will. I think that will be looked at.
Cross cars, we have had some interesting weather this morning, haven't we?
Absolutely, and you see the juniors getting the worst of that as Carl Svedland, and at the end of the final in Älvsbyn a few weeks ago, this is Robert Cerny getting into the rear of his teammate. This is a proper battle, this, isn't it? With
that was like the karting yesterday, Hal, in terms of closeness, wasn't it? Yeah, spin in the final corner and. Loads of wheel spin across the field. Meunier with a good start, but equal to him either side. Darback and Larsen. Darback gets in first. Phoebe Cates going to get up the inside here. She said much better and also good decision making by going towards the inside line. Meunier, look, just ducks out of it. Larsen, a pass.
C30 that was never quite replicated with the Hyundai. I think that's fair to say. Hasn't raced it for a little while, but done some hill climbs and stuff in Scandinavia.
Oh, that is right up the bank. That's a big mistake and a proper bit of off-roading and lawn mowing. Somehow gets away with. Hal, what did you say to me yesterday when we drove past the cornfields?
Oh, that's a great angle.
No, I want to know about the cornfields. This is what's inspired.
I would like to drive into the cornfield.
That's what's inspired my thoughts. Tidy on the brakes. Straight will Martinson go. I think Svensson doesn't. Oh, that's an absolute disaster. That was a total shocker. Svensson was clearly going to go Joker. Martinson had decided to do the same thing.
Granny's Nittish in a couple of moments' time.
I mean, if he wanted to go standard lap, it would have been tough, but you could have lifted for a moment.
So he's touched him once, which is
great. Joker by Linnemann. Franks will be there though. Side by side, Victor turns in, a little bit of contact. Victor Franks takes the position.
That is exactly
the inside line. Martin looking for a pass on Vettel 3. And getting up to P3, but with a bit of contact. That's a shocker. All 4 cars locked up down in the first corner. It's only a bit of contact then the second time around. No idea which was which.
The whole race being confused there.
Yeah, wondering where about the 3 is. The 113 is spilling. Who taps the wall? So spilling taps the wall. Is the car broken or not?
Yes.
On the outside line, the rear right pointing in. Do not have contact there. That is ultra fast under the bridge. Spilling on the inside line. Jensen goes deep on the brakes. Will he hold on? Yes, he will. That's a brilliant piece of car control. Oh, and he goes round. Broken. It's collapsed at the rear.
It's been broken for a while. How he kept that in a straight line?
Maybe not. Here, look at this here. Boom. And those three on the inside, look. And then this contact here, this second bit of contact, that's the only thing that frees him up. Otherwise, I think we'd...
Will we see it here now? Yes, we will. So it just gets a bit over-rotated, and then you're in the looser dirt on the outside. This is just the smallest of touches. I know, quite a big touch. And then it runs.
It drops it. So I was in the background. It was Kong that was coming through next.
Just clip the tyres.
No, they weren't really compromised by it. That initial launch looks so slow, but once they get the grip, they're away. It sits down, middle of the grid. Or Roy Ras gets it sideways. Wallach is up the inside. Oh, massive contact there. That sends Roy Ras round. Utter carnage in the first corner. Oh dear.
And
in turn two, there we go. Wow, that's it, lads. Rainis is going to be... Can we speak to Rainis, please? That's a request I'm putting in immediately.
Roy has made the better start.
He's out of shape from this
and
initial.
And he's coming across. So
yeah,
I think
Roy
is coming across on Wallach, so that's not...
Not
for me,
Wallach's
that's
fault.
totally
Agreed.
fine. He's also got crossed up here.
He's lifted, hasn't he?
And Nayans has got turned around, which is really unfortunate. Nayans didn't really do anything wrong there. Let's have a look at it from the front. Roy Ras is fully crossed up.
He's on the limit,
rotated.
Yeah. He's on the limit of his lock.
I don't know. I don't think that's a black flag, personally.
No.
Look at Nayans now in the blue Mark to Escort. Absolutely.
But yeah, actually, he jumped on the brake before he hit him because he's basically he's got on the throttle, hasn't he, mid-spin. Gets away nicely. Janssen is there, though, on the inside. Janssen gets on the brake early. Lindemann goes for the round the outside. Very well judged. He knows this track well, but unfortunately, as he comes back, he collects Ostreng. And Ostreng ends up deep in the gravel, and I'm afraid even forward driving 600 horsepower is not going to get you out of that. He goes deep. He knows what he's going to do. He gets on the bar. Now he's full throttle, look, because you can see the amount of dirt coming off the front wheels, and then he does turn out to correct.
No racing incident.
Yeah, I think so too, mate.
Yeah, I've seen it from that angle. I would say racing incident.
I think it's a very even launch, a great start, in fact, by Fraser on the inside. Franks gets squeezed by Tam as well. Ollie Eriksson goes for the outside, but he's going backwards in the first corner. Franks is up the inside, Eriksson's up the wall on the outside. Into P2 goes Fraser McConnell, and Franks drops it. McConnell gets the whole shot. Franks side by side with Tam.
Just rode the brakes. This is Eriksson up the bank. I wonder if we'll see this from the other angle where he then dives across the track to the other side. We might see it from here. He's actually reversing there with all four wheels scrabbling going forwards.
This was Fraser's mistake. Look, just a tiny, tiny bit. He wasn't actually on the super clean line on the inside, was it? It looks like he's a foot to the right, and that allows Franks back through. Oh, this was okay. So this. Says it's the moment it goes wrong for Bleasdale, but it's not. This was Van der Warrenberg, Liskovitz, and it is Bleasdale in the background.
It sounded beautiful.
We had a pool car in the Isle of Man this year.
Roy Ras has a massive moment over the jumps and drops it.
Just stays out the barrier by what, a foot? Good effort. That would have been
Look
at
the steering.
But I think the two that we were most excited about seeing, the two championship fighters, Johansson and Gabrielsen, are in. There is the spin. Watch this. Look at this. He's on the anchors, and you can see it's all locked up, and luckily gets onto slightly deeper ground. I don't think he's going to be close enough. And sideways for the Peugeot in the background. Fraser McConnell is absolutely on the limit. Franks has dropped it. Taps McConnell. Where's McConnell? Has he held on? He has just.
I think he's already out of shape there. Yeah, he has got on the handbrake. Yeah, he's thrown it in.
He knows he's not going to make the corner, doesn't he? But at that point, he can't move the car out.
Wow.
As Tam drops it.
He's miles behind, isn't he? So what is...
Oh, no.
Oh,
yeah.
Just drove into the side of Ostring.
Disaster. Then that's the position you put yourself in.
Oh,
and then
no. That's a gun it through the dirt. Then he's something broken.
I'm gutted for him in that
Me
if he
too.
loses the championship on that basis, you'd be so frustrated.
So what does he do here? Is there a problem?
Yes, it must have broken from that contact.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, wow. Yeah, but the contact's unusual to break there.
I really felt that Gabrielsen would be on struggling most.
Please down the background, Jensen as well.
Van der Warrenberg up the middle of the pair, Nayans as well. Look how much standing water there is towards the end of the lap. Victor Johansson is really, really struggling here.
Look at this, oh, he's on the lock stops, he's gone round, Johansson goes round, almost puts it up over the curbs. From row 2, I reckon the rubber on row 1 is causing problems. Vittles gets alongside, Anderson drops back, goes to the inside line. Look at the mud, 3 cars wide. One of the Darbacks trying to come up the inside, gets contact from Anderson in the background. Mounier's the only one with a clean screen.
Larsen almost rolled on the outside there, just as we saw one of the open forward drives earlier.
Over the gravel. Oh, Vittles through. That is a full-on water splash now. The full handful of opposite lock. Desperately gets the car in and does get it into the apex. And in the background, one of the Darbacks is going round. Just hangs on.
Martinson's car misfiring in the background somewhere as he passes every camera.
Rain on every single one of our cameras. Massive thank you to the camera crews. Fraser McConnell drops it on the brakes. Oh, he's in a lake. That's the second time in his career he's parked it in a pond. Nitro cross, of course, before.
Trying to go around the outside of Matalamaki, who gets in the rear of compatriot Hukar several times there.
Quite close at the merge. Yeah, it is indeed. Norlander does get there though, so Norlander gets a big old, that's unnecessary.
Exactly what Linneman did.
Isak's going to get there first, but might have left the door open. I thought there Fredrickson was going to have a look up the inside, but didn't. Fredrickson, that's a shame. Hukar, Sterner getting up the inside though he is. Good recovery by Romet Cerner. Niemi going to try and go all the way around the outside. Cerner on 2 wheels. Saves that as well. Shame for Niemi, because can't help thinking it might have been better just to put a bit less rotation on and hold the inside line. Oh, look at Cerner. Wow, that was low RPM off the start. Royras, though, howls the rotary engine down towards turn 1. Wallach gets in there. Nayans gets turned around. Not sure what to make of that, really. From the drone then, look, Nayans just gets a tiny tap from the back from Van der Warrenberg, but I don't know, maybe that's better by Phoebe Cake. That's much better. Staying in the gas for a bit longer. Now he's got to get the car turned in, go and chuck it in, get it up the inside. Darback runs out wide, opens the door to Oscarson. Unfortunately, Phoebe Cake there is going to get caught up with last. Anderson claiming a bit of space on the inside. Mounier going out with him now. There's contact between the front 3. Vittol's going for the round the outside. Darback swallowed in the dust in the background. Middle of the grid, best start maybe for Hans-Joran Ostreng in the Hyundai. Ollie Eriksson taps the barrier on the inside line, gets the car out wide. Eriksson going to get there first.
Eriksson squeezed into the wall in turn 1, not as badly as Svensson getting squeezed into the gravel in turn 2.
Ostreng turns in on Svensson as well. There's absolutely nowhere to go. Eriksson bounces off the barrier, which pushes those 2 out wide. Nothing he can do there. Tiny tap on. Svensson got absolutely billiard balled off, didn't he, into the gravel on the inside. Linneman's been squeezed here, needs to duck out of this. Fraser's on the inside, can't do the classic round the outside, but stays on the inside line. Janssen bounces off the bank, Linneman gets into P2. Casper will try them round the outside. It's a good decision, Howell's right, stay out a lap, and he runs over the gravel at the merge. Not a great one. Sticks it out deep up the inside, goes Schnack. Schnack takes the position, ends up in the wall. Is he going to have a dive up the inside? It'd be brave, but he does go, comes in late. Runs into the back, pushes the car wide. That's going to be a penalty for Antilla, 100%. Nielsen gets up into P2, but that is a real shame. Was it Schnack, I think he took out? Take out on the brakes at the end of the straight. I say, unfortunately, I think that will be a penalty. Let's see where, Antilla's not in the mix for the championship.
It's kind of irrelevant now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Penalty drop sheet last, already been disqualified on the timing screen, actually. So the black flag is already applied, and that's the reason. Absolutely cleaned out Schnack. What a shame for Schnack. It is.
Loses a position, ends up P5. You were right, definitely, that you shouldn't go joking. It's more really his trajectory. You almost think, well, just bail. Got a look side, he's got a good launch from the second row, but on the front row, Vettel 3 and Lucas Orav 3 on the inside. Orav a bit of contact from behind, and that's an absolute nightmare. That is a nightmare. It's 5 cars. That is not. Ugar ends P6. How that is a shocker, but it could have been a lot worse, said Cerner. So, pace may well do something there to help him. Passy Penttinen just in front. It's a crash. So Hukar's missed a gear. Penttinen ends up on his roof. Cerner goes to the outside. Looks like the car's broken. Surely that's going to be a red flag. Bodywork comes on the back of Hukar's car. Third in your picture is Romet Cerner coming in with the yellow and the pink roof
What's
scoop
the blue
on
car
top.
at the front to start with?
Misses a gear or so. So Hukar is at a standstill at Penttinen. Bang. Cerner. Bang. Absolutely nothing they can do about that.
I think Cerner's
Hukar carries on.
fine.
Is Cerner okay?
Yeah, I think.
So this is what we were looking at. Cerner needs to make the final to try and keep a championship fight alive. I mean, it's not over for any of them at all, but odds what you want in your favour.
Okay, the geometry might be a bit out on Cerner's TN11, but I think it's 38.2, fastest lap of the race last time around.
Oh, Ostring's dropped it. Ranks gets picked up. That's a nightmare. Ostring gets rolled. Ostring gets rolled. He dropped it. There was nothing Ranks could do there. His legs, and he got a decent lead of Janssen. Here's the moment. Here's the moment. Ostring goes backwards. It lights the throttle up. I get why he's lit the throttle. He's trying to pull it back, but actually at that point it would have been better to roll out of it and let Victor slot underneath him. But he wanted a place. Good launch by McConnell on the inside line. He'll surely get that rotation. And Ericsson goes for a much wilder and much wider send this time, but McConnell can watch him from the inside line.
Great awareness here from Elias Fenton, backs out of it, tucks back up the inside. Look at, well, we're not going to see the contact there.
Look at that.
Between the two of them.
Look how close McConnell and Ericsson.
Svensson is sailing in like a train there, isn't he?
Great start by Fraser McConnell on the outside of row number 1. Martinson gets into the side of Janssen. Martinson spun round in the wall on the outside. Ollie Ericsson goes round 2. We don't see what's going on. McConnell's out wide. Lindemann gets the whole shot. McConnell drops to P4. Nothing he could do. The OMC mechanics are joining us now for a look at it. So look, Martinson moves in. And this it's tyre on tyre contact, isn't it? Front right and front left, and gets spun off to the side.
Ollie was absolutely collateral damage there.
Nothing
Total
to do.
passenger.
Oh, that sucks, doesn't it, for Ericsson? And Fraz, what did he... Oh, look, Fraz was like, he said, didn't he, on going in? It's all he said to us, didn't he?
With a bad run. Igmerster. Oh, contact there as we go up the hill. And we'll see that so often this weekend as Hoffman gets spun around.
7, so it's a dip in form, but it's all to play for. Here you can see, I think, Yullalami out front. You can, and that is Orav getting spun round with broken suspension. What was it Victor said to us this morning? Victor Johansson came and leaned over the back and he goes, it feels like we've been here for 1,000 days.
Well, when your brain's as full as it is, it must be tricky to not do anything.
A couple of hundredths behind Volders, so Volders
Look at Stur
done
here
well
on the
there.
replay. He's in the middle and gets absolutely mugged by Mainix and Bex in the run to the first corner, and then Bell, Mainix is right in the side of Bart Bell here.
And almost takes out the car to his left, which was Bjorn Stewart. Still there side by side, still looking for a way through. Bell's been hit by everyone.
And has lost out badly there in the first corner. This is a good performance from Van der Heuvel, turns into the rear of Oddink, who gets 5 wide into the gravel. It's deep in there.
Oh, it's a really short hole, but a very equal start across the grid. Franks gets a little nudge from the inside line from Hedstrom. Hedstrom's got that line. Lindemann gets a big tack from Ollie Ericsson on the outside. Ericsson likes the throttle up in the dirt. He might have gone round. Can really hear the different engine notes now with the different manufacturers that are in on the run to the first corner. It looks like Paramaki's got there first, and unfortunately Kangasaho has been turned around.
Classically, since we've been on air, there's been no real drama there, has there, compared to what we saw earlier on in Q1. Niemi runs wide into the gravel, manages to keep 2 wheels on the tarmac, and that really helps. To racing a GT car, you might think that that's absolute nonsense, but driving a lively rear-wheel drive car in mixed surface environments.
Off in the wall.
Terraping.
I think it's terraping, yeah. Any questions, Hal? Hal, I can't help but mention there's a hen do at the back of our commentary box. And
that's Liskowitz has got up the inside.
Oh, it's a brilliant reaction from Munich on the outside. Ickenen's there too, side race. Ickenен gets turned around. Ickenen backwards, Svensson too before they even get to the start-finish line. Munich gets to turn 1 first.
Let's have a look back at that. Watch Munich on the outside make the best launch. Watch the black car second from the left, who moves over a bit. No, not enough, I don't think. It's just the fact that they've both made a better start. If we can see that again, they've both made a much better start than Van der Heuvel, and I think they've just got rotated around the...
Was Svensson? Ulrich Lindemann. It's upside down. No, Ulrich Lindemann has rolled the car at the bottom of the hill. Oh no, the championship leader. We just said he needed not to do anything silly. He was in P4. He's put it in the gravel. I saw him head off.
But we want to see This is it. So Lindemann's just dropped on the brakes. He's run really wide. He's grabbed the handbrake, jumped on the throttle, and it's fallen on its side.
You know what?
And it's gone right over.
Yeah, if he turned into that, the one thing I would say is that is an extremely soft roll. Oh, and our timing screen's gone off again. I think, Hal, we should maybe change the settings on them so they don't have a sleep mode. What do you think? Could have done that, couldn't we? Oh, I don't know. Portugal, maybe? Straight, isn't there? More than it being a straight to left curve.
Which is arguably why it's easier to try and do it outside than a lunge up the inside move there.
I'd say Kevin Eriksson got to turn 1 with the branding. So, semi-final number 1, Victor Ranks takes the checker flag, P2 goes to Philip Martinson, Eriksson goes into the joker and hits the wall on both sides as Munich comes through to take P3. It was a good move.
Look at the yellow car on the left, Hedstrom trying to go around the outside of Ranks, his teammate, and enters the gravel trap sideways on the outside. There's Munich having a tiny nibble into the back of Ollie Eriksson, and as you say, thereafter, Ollie Eriksson was on a wild old ride.
They went up through the cogs, and the lead was just extended a little bit out front. Vettel Tree going to get there. Ugar looks inside on the exit. Contact. Vettel Tree gets run wide. I think Ugar
both lost out a little bit. Cobra Powell's fighting back after all the issues he's had so far today. Oh, Godson's gone up the inside.
Yulilami.
They've had contact.
Yulilami's parked. This is one of your champions. This is the only man really who's close enough. Now he's in the gravel trap in the background. It's ballsy because it's so loose on the outside.
Jokered too early.
Yes.
Tree jokered too early, in my opinion. If you've got track position and the gap is closing that rapidly, if you're already going to come out behind, I would stay out because you never know what's going to happen to the driver behind you. If you give up that track position.
God, no, he doesn't. He's well in front. My bad. Fraz holds on.
Eriksson's coming in with a big send.
Svensson. Oh, Fraser McConnell almost runs into the back and couldn't possibly have seen him on the exit. Johansson gets good starts. Normally he's got clear space, but Gabrielsson's out dragging him around the outside. Gabrielsson coming up towards turn 1. Oh, he's done it from the back row. P6, he's coming too hot into the dirt. Drops back the Sig. Another gear. Go on, I'll have another gear, and then I'm just going to give it a big send here.
He was on the brakes for ages, just got in that loose gravel. And in a rear-wheel drive car, once you're at that point in the rear-wheel drive, you're gone on. Under massive pressure from one of the best rear-wheel drive drivers in rallycross anywhere in Europe. Mannix on and off the brakes. Is he going to joke? Yes, he is. Clipped the rear stir there as he went in. You can see the damage on the front of the Volvo. Slow at the apex.
Bart Bell's gone too. Bart Bell's gone as well. Big mistakes. Victor Johansson coming through and he's pushed him into the wall. And he's kept it super tidy today. It's a great joker lap. Oh, in the background, Vittel's up the inside of Anderson. Oh, broken. Anderson stopped. Win for Mounier. Over the line, Darbach gets P2.
He actually nudged Vittels in the rear there, Andrew, on the way into the joker. Then they got side by side. Actually nearly got all the way around, and then it's Vittels' front that hits Anderson in the wheel. I don't think anything will come of that. Hagstrom threaded the needle to get the car through that gap.
He did ever so well, didn't he? Dropped off the back of Maiko Tam as well. So, Munich in the background's gone off. Munich's gone off into the wall in the background. There he is. Munich's parked it from P5. How fantastic, Hal, to see how much he means to him.
René Munich just clipped the wall on the outside, and that was on the inside, sorry, and that was a big...
Very good at the starts all weekend. Getting up to turn 1 first, Christoph Beck's on the outside, but Gary goes a little bit deep. Needs to be careful out there, but will get away with it, I think. Yes, he does. He's getting himself ready for a championship day.
McGarry in the rear.
Missed a gear or something. How he was ever since the time 5, but it is advantage Mounier. Brilliant start by Cake on the outside again. Really getting her head around that, but she's got to get further across the grid with better results. Spin to the outside for Oskarsson.
Him turning out of the pack, I definitely wouldn't have seen him do that in NRX Next Evo when he was racing in that.
Whoa! The bump's getting big there, isn't it? Time has disappeared already. Cheers, there it is, 1:58.7. From August, he's on the outside. Slots in inside Howman. Howman's going for the round the outside. Ulrich Linnemann gets up the inside of both. Martinson gets pushed out wide. Linnemann's on the loose, runs on the grass, but he's broken it. Linnemann's broken the car. Surely Linnemann has broken the car. And he's dropped back, Hal. This is not a good day for Linnemann. He may be out of contention here.
Got some issues as well. It got very sideways way into turn 2. This is such high risk. Howman sent it sideways. Okay, Jorik's been left with nowhere really to go, but he's kept the foot in there, run up the side of Martinson, and then he's kept the foot planted. He's already broken the steering, I suspect. I think the steering's broken on the bank.
No, I think... shut the door a bit more quickly there and didn't, and he's now going to be collected by 3 cars. This is a nightmare now. Based on the previous sessions as well, Hal, the time of a 2:14.5 is only his 5th or 6th in the session.
So it wasn't big contact from Perry into the side of Schnack, actually. That we were lucky to not have more damage.
Cobra Powell's dad just popped in to say hello. Go on, Powell's. Right, go on, get on it, go on. Yes, well held, right in the door there was Ariane van Lommel.
Oh no, absolute chaos.
Oh, no.
And this is a disaster
can't see any
for
of that.
Petter T. Jensen, who's smoking in the rear of the shot.
There's nothing happening in this race. If we want to look at the turn 1 replays during it, I'd be happy to. And he spins, the leader spins all on his own in a front wheel drive car. Goodness me, I mean this is just, sorry. Gets there first. Sickle-Smith is behind.
Sickle-Smith gets turned sideways, but that's not her fault. It's just a concertina.
So now they're side by side. Then what happens?
Jensen just hasn't got turned in. And Lommel's
just runs him into. I'm really sorry, but that is completely unacceptable. That is totally unacceptable.
So Sickle-Smith's got turned sideways there. Jensen's already had a nudge there actually, and induced the understeer, and Van Lommel's just
can't turn him
into the barrier.
I'm sorry, but that's absolutely not okay in my opinion. I very rarely would be that committed in something, but that car's horribly damaged.
Fair play to Jensen, got a lot of torque.
Look at that,
to be
he
got
turned around.
And then there's
got turned around by Sickle-Smith.
Watch the next bit, this is Jensen
He's
being livid.
Absolutely fuming. And then gets hit again for good measure. Wow, okay.
Right,
I'm coming back round here because we need a quick chat with Rainy Snittish. Did reverse donuts and got a full 7 medal for it and came and hung out down here, bless him, for 20 minutes to wait for it while we were on there. Oh, hits the wall. Yeah, did full reverse donuts in a front wheel drive car. Van der Warrenberg getting into the side of Verhoeven on the run to the first corner. The 2 teammates in P1 and P2. Oh, a little nudge there from yesterday's front wheel drive. Winner, unfortunately, is going to cost Van der Warrenberg a lot. The outside now, Jonas in the front wheel drive car coming in hot on the inside. I think it is, unfortunately.
No, I don't.
You don't?
No.
You think Warrenberg was already spinning?
Knowing that all he can do is get maximum points and hope that it comes to him.
Look at that.
That's more than a foot, isn't it? That's like a metre and a half off the ground.
It was a launch, wasn't it? Got to win it. It's got to be a great time as well because he must win the session. Gets the whole shot. Mandy August backs out of it, hits Norlander. Eric Gordon bounces off the wall in the background. That's going to hurt Ulrich Linnemann's times if Gordon can't move that car. Let's watch him now through this right-hander. He'll see the yellow flags, and he does. Eric Gordon's moved it. What a legend. So Gordon has moved the car off the racing line. Fantastic gentlemanly behaviour from a man who's just been slammed into the wall in turn 1.
Executed. Okay, maybe he'll feel like he made a couple of mistakes, but ultimately, as we see, the incident that cost Gordon, August got into the side of Norlander, and
chain reaction.
I don't think anyone was really at fault there.
I think Mandy's backed out of it to avoid Linnemann. Linnemann shuts the door, she backs out, and I think comes off the apex.
Got in the wall there on his own by avoiding the rear.
Loads of room here for Howman and Svensson. Howman surely, I tried to pitch it in, but he got a nudge from Otting, nothing untoward. Mitchell de Jong gets a big hit from behind from Van den Heuvel, gets spun round, see ya.
Unnecessary, isn't it? And I think Otting's gone in a bit too deep there. We'd have to have a look at it again afterwards, but
I think, oh, Otting's in the wall. De Jong does well to avoid him, and so does Howman. How did they avoid that?
Howman was so fortunate with where he was on the track there to get through the gap. Oh, this is better from the drone.
Not Linnemann, sorry, Mitchell de Jong. Yeah.
Van den Heuvel was miles behind here, but
watch de Jong here, look. Nah, for me, he's just driven into him.
He's going to get a penalty for that.
He's just driven into him, not good enough, I'm afraid, again. So, so I think de Jong hits the barrier on the left here. Just watch. Oh my goodness me, didn't, but Otting does. Hits the right look. Watch this for an avoidance. De Jong sees what's going to happen, and it actually does bounce off his door.
Howman,
if Otting wasn't spinning, Howman would have hit him.
The most awareness, though, from Viggo Koch, because he saw that incident occurring before it happened.
And spun the drone round to follow it. Viggo, you are a legend, mate. That is an epic piece of flying, it really is. Particularly if it's electrics. Here it is, right, Howman up to turn 1. Pitches it in. No, he dropped it on his own, and Svensson's dropped it, trying to avoid him.
And then Tommy crashed into the wall, trying to keep it straight.
Great start by Antila.
Oh, contact is rotated. Nielsen around, great save, knocked it down a cog into first gear, jumped on the throttle and managed to style it out.
Banged it down the cogs and got it away. That was the move in the background that I thought was going to cause trouble, but there it is. Yes, it did, look. They ended up all... Oh, no way, Nielsen had a second spin. Bex comes around the outside. And Johansson going up the inside of Volders. Bex is alongside, down into Volders. No, no, no! Not against Johansson. There is nothing Victor Johansson could have done about any of that.
The line. Bex is there on the outside, gets turned into the rear of Volders, side by side with Johansson, turns Volders round, just doesn't get out of the throttle and causes the ping pong effect. Volders gets... How did Volders save that?
That's
rattled off the barrier. This is from the front shot. Volders gets turned sideways into Johansson. Johansson is so good to keep the car down the straight, but McGarry's looking to the inside of finesse. Wallach's round the outside. This is going to be chaos.
Wallach's going to end up in the gravel, is he? He does. Can he get it out?
That's
is that game over?
Vitol's
on the run to the first corner. Vitol's having none of it. We'll try the outside, I'm sure. Larsen 3 wide up the inside.
Hagström up the inside.
Hagström might try and get through. Hits Anderson. Anderson drops back. This was turn one. There was a bit of contact between, look at this, Hagström on the inside. He got run into by, of course, until he starts his semi-final or finishes it more likely. But Mikey's got a lead of 9 points. He's gone round, Martinson goes round. Tam's got to get out of this. Ericsson's popped. Tam stopped. Is it game over for him? He restarts the car. Ericsson gets away. Martinson spins back around.
Collateral damage there on Frank's getting a bit wide, and absolutely not Victor's fault. It's just the way the first corner here goes. They've all run a bit deep. Martinson up the inside of Ollie Ericsson. Ericsson's going to have a bit of a touch in the rear of Frank's. That FC2's got some legs on it, hasn't it? So this is Martinson.
Yeah, he dropped it on his own. He's dropped it on his own. Ericsson's got nowhere to go. And Tam hits the back of it. Then Tam goes, oh no. Is it that front right contact on the rear left of Ollie as Tam's tried to go round? And then it seems to have stalled in the loose.
I don't really know what's wrong with Tam's car there.
Watch. He's front right. We're not going to see. We might, because Vigo's a legend.
I don't think there's been any contact big enough apart from Svensson dragging the FC2 out of the gravel is a great job from the JC driver. Frank's his rear bumper on fire with the exhaust heat there in the last couple of laps. We didn't see that in the broadcast, but it's put itself out, hasn't it, with the bumper flailing around.
Okay, this one's settled already, so you can just enjoy some brilliant racing. Vettel 3 gets down towards turn 1 and 3, wide up the inside goes Cobra Powell's with a brilliant move. He gets spun round. Can't get around his outside though.
This is all playing into the hands of the two up front as they continue to fight into the first corner. Martin right in the side of Kong. They've made more contact. It's been going on and on and on and on, and finally it's come to an end. McConnell just hasn't been at the races today in the same way that he was in Denmark last week. Sometimes, there is the contact from Norlander. Shame for him on his FC2.
He took his first victory in this category. A little bit of contact with Svedlin in the run to the first corner. Pira looking to the inside, has managed to make that work. And again, Pira had the car stalled there yesterday and the same thing's happened. Those two cars are hooked up.
Very, very easily done. And we've seen that at the highest level of the sport from the Christophersons and the Solbergs and the Hansons and all sorts of people. This is the first corner of that junior cross-car final. That's Isaac Schechter right into the rear of Pira in the Swedish round, the Finnish round, his home track at the Kimi Ring. And Ostrang's dropped it in the Joker, goes for the donut. Mandy Orks
came and had a seat with us and had a chat. Why aren't you here? Get here in your open two-wheel drive car. Come on now. What else are you up to this weekend?
I think maybe she was driving in the Finnish Championship from memory.
Johansson back to P2 with the gold grill on the front. And that's what's going to be in the mirrors of Lucas Gabrielsen.
Some proper door banging in the background between Sturm, Mainix and Bell. And Bell gets up the inside of Mainix. They have contact. Bell gets...
Look at the space Johansson gave as well. Then Volders here, look, was right on him. Is this the lap where he gets the better exit? Look, he's giving her a nudge. Yes, it is.
Bell and Mainix having a bit of a cuddle at the bottom of the hill. Great Joker lap from Victor Johansson, but Gabrielsen's also been really good through that alternative extra section this weekend. Volders has dropped it in the background. Barbell's unsighted, misses his compatriot. Now it's all about the battle between these two. What goes on in the background here? Can we see? Volders hits the wall. Totally self-inflicted. He looked to the side of Sturr, hit the wall on the left. That was a
look
big
at the way
impact.
the Armco moved. Ericsson gets a good launch from the second row. Everybody gets good starts there, but there's no way through. Franks nails it on the inside. Janssen goes for the backwards entry. Casper Janssen sideways gets a little tap on the exit. I think Franks will have beaten him to it. He has 10 out of 10 for effort from Casper Janssen. Literally went into turn 1 backwards. It was such a good effort, but a little nudge, and it didn't happen. RallyX and spins Janssen 2. 4 cars, 5 cars involved in turn 1. Turenne reverses now. Yes, Lindemann into reverse and back out again into P3.
And Style sent it in maybe a little bit too late. So fine margins up there. Ran P2. I think if he got it turned in a little bit earlier, he might have got that done.
It's the second nudge that got him, isn't it, on the exit?
I don't think he was far enough ahead
No,
anyway, Andrew. Svensson was too wide there. And then what on earth goes on up here? Right.
So
I didn't think Janssen was involved. Janssen's dropped it.
Yeah, exactly. And then they've all dropped into him. Ericsson, look,
Lindemann.
it's literally, look at it. You couldn't, it's like synchronised swimming, parking.
And then Lindemann's fired it into reverse for the anti-lag.
That's what's so epic. Like, just got it out of there. He's the look at it from the drone. Do we see it here? Yes, because Vigo is a legend. Casper gets away. Svensson comes in. Turenne goes in the middle's Lindemann already. Have some of that, lads. See ya. I'm off.
It's a good job he's got. Reverse donuts incoming.
Let's go. Oh, now they parked it on each other for a burnout. Get in. That's a full set medal as well. Oh, it's like an opposite tug of war. I'm enjoying that very much.
I wonder what you were going to say there. An opposite tug of war is...
Not what you're expecting.
No.
There you go. I like to occasionally surprise you, Hal. Look at those. So Louis de Haas has been stuck in with some of the front runners. Oh, jump starts everywhere. That's it, mega. You can go back.
That was a proper jump, wasn't it? That was like, I'm going anyway, so I'm going for the...
We're going to do a lap, spin it, he's off. Right, open the gate, he can go home. That's what Marcus said, wasn't it, about Niklas that time? Where's he off to? Has he not got reverse? Where are you going? There we go then. So yeah, just rolling around the whole lap, and then we'll be back to the grid. So stay with us. Right. We'll try and get back to a view of you. So Louis de Haas. Oh, you're having a laugh, aren't you? If this is a second jump start, I'm going home.
You're having a laugh, mate.
I do my best to hide it when, you know, the misery sets in. But there are just some times... If that's a second jump start for the same car, you've got to go home, haven't you?
Sensor or something?
P5 is disqualified. Okay. Did they jump the start the first time as well? Somewhere in the crowd there's a big old party. We need to look round to see where this carnage party's going on. There are people yelping and cheering. Okay, and then there were 5. How many more jump? If we have another 5 jump starts, we'll have only taken up the same amount of time we would have done if we'd bothered to do the final. And then we could just move on to the next one.
I've also just jumped the start.
Everybody's under caution, we're hearing now. Okay, so what happens next? We're going to disqualify them all if there's another jump start? Oh.
That's okay. Just Rayner's getting frustrated, isn't it?
Everybody is under caution. If anybody jump starts, they're disqualified, which is a new rule as far as I'm concerned. Go on, Rayner, you tell them. Okay, take number 3. Louis de Haas versus Bert Tinus on the front row. Then Steve Otzer, Michel Collin, and Danny Lutjen on the back row on the outside.
Oh my God!
You're kidding me? Is this a joke? Well, is this some sort of April? What is it? April the what? Is this April King's Day? Is there something we don't know about? You're out, mate. Off your chop. Go on. And then there were 4. What time do we have to finish racing by? How? 6 p.m.
By 6, yeah.
If there's one more jump start, let's call it on the grid. Oi, oi, oi. Okay, number 4. I've never ever in a decade of commentating rallycross had to do 4 starts on the same final. Finally, well done. Louis de Haas away from the line in the Opel Corsa, and the inside line gets a good start for the Super 1600 cars.